Content over everything.
Guiding
a new generation.
Guiding
a new generation.
Yo, family, I know there ain't too many of us here, but we're like the 300 Spartans right now, you know what I'm saying? On the front line in the blizzard. Guiding
a new generation.
Guiding
a new generation.
Touch one.
Touch all.
Touch one.
Touch all.
Touch one.
Touch all.
Jeez, let's go.
Well,
Alright.
yeah, big up everyone who's out here. I know it's cold. Too cold, actually. You get me? But yeah, this ain't a G circle. This is more like a G reasoning. A G, you get me? A G discussion. So, as you know, we've been out here, you get me, the last couple of weeks, in the different areas, trying to do what we're supposed to do, or try to help anyway. So, I don't know. What are we going to talk about?
So basically, let me address one, two of the things we've heard. Yeah. So obviously, since we've done a lot of the riding out, people haven't really heard from the gang. They're saying, what are they doing? Did they just ride out and they've stopped now? Like, was it just a hype? You understand? When sometimes I feel like the people behind the screen don't understand that we're people with lives and families that have sacrificed a lot of time, energy and resources to do the mission, and sometimes it affects our families and affects our livelihoods. You understand? So once we do them ride outs and we've been on the road for like 2 weeks straight, after that we've got to go back and collaborate. And you know, Mike, on the day when he was out in North London, it was his girlfriend's birthday. You understand? Enough people have gone through loads of stuff during this time. It was my birthday on the Hackney one. You understand? And I was meant to bring out my EP, but it didn't happen because we've been riding out, and that's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like for the people out there, sometimes if you don't, even when you don't see the gang, we're like an underground organisation. So a lot of the things, once you link up with us and you're actually around us and you're talking to us, you understand what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? But the works is going on through every estate we linked up with people on the ground, and we're keeping those relationships, we're keeping those bonds for the return. I think the first thing we do is like ask anyone if they've got anything to add. You know what I'm saying? Because you lot have come down, it's freezing, it's not cold, it's freezing. I can't feel my toes. This is going to be the shortest G-circle ever. But like, you know what I'm saying? Give thanks for everyone for coming out, because you lot don't need to leave your houses to support the thing, you get me? So that's mad love from the whole gang. But yeah, that's one thing to address. Anything anyone's got questions about, or we can even just go around if we want to come. Yo, Lion, where's Lion, man? Where's Leon?
Carry on.
Yeah, come. He's saying, come in, sis. Come in. Huh? You got a question or something for the crowd or something to engage the crowd?
I know the crowd's got something. People got things that they want to ask.
I'm sure.
Whose first time is it here?
No, absolutely.
Go.
Apart from like everyone in gang, does anyone else in the circle have an opinion on ideas? What else we can do? Anything else? Like any opinions? More things we can help the youths with? Does anyone have an opinion on that? What else can we do then, apart from in the streets, right, marching and stuff? What else can we do? Mentoring. So anyone who's got an idea, can someone step forward and say something?
Feel free, man.
She had a good one.
Yeah, go.
Go, sis.
Some mentoring, man.
Mentoring?
Yeah. As black men, black women that have children, that have life experiences, that's the most valuable thing that we can bring. Sometimes we touch a next youth or a woman's life. So maybe bringing that advice forward, bringing that, you know, mentoring, I think that's critical at this stage, critical.
Yeah, mentoring. Gang.
Like, and big up everyone out there, yeah, because we got a lot of people that watch us and they ain't even hit the front line yet. They ain't even come Speaker's Corner yet, but they're watching us all the time and they're supporting. So I feel like we got to spend a special message out to them people there. Big up all of the international family, because literally every country in the world, like there's someone, sister, big up my sister over there, seriously. So I say a special thanks to the sister because she come from Bristol. Yeah? Gang. Yeah? You know, he jump on coach in the morning from Bristol.
Right.
Yeah?
It's not no joke.
It's not a joke, yeah? And she's just supporting the things she's always been watching. She's wanted to come down loads of times. She wanted to come down with her friends. Sometimes her friends were taking a little long. So today she just said, yo, I'm just stepping out in this cold air. So we know summertimes are going to be a shutdown. Trust me, G-Circle summertime. Wow, yeah? But yeah, solutions, ideas, thoughts, constructive criticism. Huh?
What's the movement at the minute? What's the steps you're taking?
So we've got a chance, like a networking thing coming up. Cause I feel like before we can even move forward on an organisational level, we have to have a sort of networking level where we kind of get to know each other, and it's not Speakers Corner G-Circle, because G-Circle, because we're outside, by the time we finish the circle and then we go into the cypher, afterwards we don't really get a chance to connect with anyone. So then we go away, then we do the G-Walks where we still don't really get a chance to really connect. You know what I'm saying? So now we're looking at how we can actually network. So we're thinking a movie night is a good way to kind of like make it kind of nice. You know what I'm saying? Just like, but we'll go to like our own movies, like whether it's Black Panther or the Malcolm X or Hidden Colours or The Awakening or something that is going to make us think and create a good discussion afterwards. And then from there we start networking. And then from the networking, we should start knowing what skills are where, who does what, and then that will put us in the stage of organisation. Now, my vision for Gang personally, a lot of people they want to see overnight things. But my thing is one step at a time, innit? Because, say if you're building a house, if you rush those bricks, you might finish that house quickly, but its durability ain't gonna have a long. But if you just take it to your time, you put that brick. Anyone who's done construction, you just lay the cement and you just scrape off the sides, and you know what I'm saying? And you just lay the brick, and you know what I'm saying? And you just come the next day and you do the same thing. That's gonna be a very sturdy wall. So I see it as us networking, organising, not putting too much pressure, because we get a lot of pressure from the outside. What are you doing? What you're doing? We're trying. Everybody talking about what we're doing, fam. Go look at what they're doing. They ain't doing nothing, nada, not a bit. You get me? But they got the most to say about us, and we've been out here trying. People can see us trying at least, innit? And we're being successful as well. So it's not even like we're just trying and failing. We're being extremely successful, you know what I'm saying?
Highlight when we done the North London march.
Come through, man.
Highlight when we done the North London march, yeah? The killing stopped. It ain't stopped permanently, but for that duration of time where it was going on every day, and it stopped for a little while, innit? We have you noticed like the killing it's kind of died down now. You ain't waking up in the morning seeing the news and you're seeing this, that. So there is effects in it, yeah. Like so.
Because you have to understand, where we went, we went to hot spots. We didn't go to no normal places. We went north, south, east, west to where the drillers are. To the point where even the states we didn't reach, them man over there knew we was in the ends.
Come on.
Because we was on some high road that connected to them. Every gang in the UK knows. And so what's happening now is the man that are there thinking. That's what's going on right now. Yeah. On the next level, it's gonna help the gangs, to actually work with what we're saying. Cause remember, on the front of their music thing right now, their music's getting blamed. Yeah. You understand? So obviously we've been defending the man in the whole time. So all of the man doing the music, we've been defending their right to have freedom of speech and be able to express themselves. Cause we come from that. And no one couldn't have told me what to rap about when I was living that. Man, we saw the Kenneth in you. He said if he goes little for his mum, he can see splash, splash. You understand, fam? So if that's his reality, if he's gonna spit bars and he doesn't want to do no depressive, oh, if I walk down to Lidl, I'm gonna get splashed. He's gonna make sure, man, no, come round there, get splashed, come round there, get splashed. That's gonna be a coping mechanism. You understand?
Man, have to look at grime, innit, yeah? Come on. Back in the early days of grime, man from that generation where man see grime come about, innit? Like, it was bare water. You don't bring arms out. I bring arms out. You have arms out. You understand?
Hey.
Go on, what's some more, blood? What's some more old school bars, man?
I can see you, you can see me. I can see you on my neck. Hey, I'm MC, say my name, crazy thing. Hey, I saw you that time. You got me black and blue that time.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, yeah, I'm not gonna say that it doesn't have an effect though. It still does have an effect.
But it's not the cause.
It still does have an effect. Cause even grime back in the day, grime had little effect out there. It was gassing up the man them. You get me? Man would run up in the mum's house.
But the problem is, take away grime and take away all the UK drill. Don't you think in America, you think the man wasn't listening to Chirac before that? So if that's where your mentality is at and that is what your reality is at, you're gonna look for music.
I wanna know, what does Theresa May listen to?
That's real shit. What does she listen to? What did Christopher Columbus listen to? What did Christopher Columbus listen to when he went to America? You understand?
It makes you mad.
Yeah.
You know, like the youngsters say, check the scoreboard. And everyone's talking about who's doing the most killings and who's the most
Trust me.
murderous.
Come on.
What did the IRA listen to? You get me? Come on, bro.
Oh, phone.
But fam, even when you check it, even when you're studying, even when you're studying violent genres of music, yeah, what is the most violent genre of music, people?
Probably country and western.
Country and western.
Country, western.
Country and western.
Country and western is the most violent genre of music. Now, when you say about country, you think of some guy with a banjo. And yes, I saw a person and they was on a horse. You think of some nice kind of, you know what I'm saying, some sunshine and all of that. But blood, the real country music, blood, that was when they was hanging man on trees. You understand? It's real redneck, South, you understand, fam? So when they're talking about violence, fam, they need to look at themselves first, because even though the man are rapping, you see them little drillers that when Tyrone stabs Jamal, Tyrone goes jail, fam. Like my brother said, fam, people are dropping drones on countries right now where men, women and children are dying, fam. Yeah? And that's your government. You understand? That's the same people criminalising these youths. Remember, these youths have been put on estates that look like prisons. Yeah? Man's been put in a state of poverty. Man live in Shoreditch and see poverty. Man get to Old Street and man see big buildings and nice cars. And then you wonder why man's gonna go and hustle. And then when man's in the underworld, anytime you're in the underworld, man know what happens. You understand? If there ain't no order, you understand? Then man know what's gonna happen. So they know the situation that they're breeding. And they know how to solve it. Scotland is a good example. Scotland has one of the highest crime rates in the UK. Them white boys over Scotland, us the black youths in London ain't got nothing on them. Yeah? If you want to talk about crime rate, yeah? Scotland, yeah? If you talk about madness, just look at the statistics. But what happened in Scotland? What did? They done a program. So when the youths came out of jail in Scotland, they done a program of reform. They invested and made the youths be in a situation where they could actually go a different way and be successful and feed them children. You understand, fam? Because my brothers are coming out of jail right now, yeah, and I got brothers that come out of uni, you understand, that can't get a job. Now I'm in the middle, you understand, and I got a brother that's come out of jail and he sees the brother that we all went to school together, this dude's come out of uni, he can't get a job. So how is this brother over here feeling? And you're making it harder for him with the criminal record, and he's trying to reform. He's gonna go right back to the underworld, cause belly have a feed, fam. Cause man is a man at the end of the day, no one's gonna stop us from being men, fam. Yeah, no system, no politician, no nothing, fam.
You're not gonna see your child starve. You're not gonna see your child starve.
Man not gonna see man's child starve, yeah? Man's gotta provide. We live in a country, bruv, which is always on demand, 24/7. And they're telling the youth, if you ain't got a certain thing, if you don't look a certain way, if you don't own certain things, then you ain't worth nothing. So when they say that they own these postcodes and they're willing to fight and die for them, don't ask why. Because when I was in school, they taught you why, fam. Yeah, in school they tell us, what do they tell you to do? Go to school, to go uni, get a 9 to 5 and work hard. So in school I said, okay. They told me get a 9 to 5, OG Mike. So let me see how to be successful in the world. Let me see what they done. Can we go and see what they done? Did they work hard? and get a 9 to 5. So I'm reading the history books now. You get me? I'm reading the history books now. And I'm seeing, look, I'm not seeing a lot of hard work. I'm seeing man going into places and pillaging and raping. I'm seeing man take over countries and take over things that are not theirs. Until this day, they go places and take, to this day, taking oil, taking off. That's what I'm seeing. You understand? So if I see that in school, why am I going to follow the way they're telling me to be?
So you can be poor.
Things will never change unless
So the man them go on the roads, they start their own postcode wars.
Yes. Country wars.
Country wars and postcode, and them take man's things. But the problem is right now, you got a poor man taking from a poor man. Man can't rate that. Man meant to be on some Robin Hood thing if man are out here. Yeah, you understand? When man read about Robin Hood, no one was here who say he's a negative guy. Someone told me Robin Hood was negative.
Only if you're rich.
You get me?
Celebrate them and they're still. Always celebrate the bad guys. It's counterculture and they create it, so it's all a program.
And the bad guys are more popular in school.
And the gangster culture, all of that is something that's foreign.
How many people do you know who have got
and it's been implanted, that man
become millionaires working
It's
9 to 5?
another weapon that they created.
How many people do you know who have become millionaires working 9 to
We got to
5?
stop pretending that, oh, look at these, look, we know what's going on in society. Everybody here knows.
It's a good question still.
It's the age of information, so everybody knows that this is a plan and a design.
Trust me.
So rather looking at the people that are caught up in the thing, why are we not looking at where this plan is
Oh,
from?
Yes.
It's a trap,
go
innit?
to the root.
Go to the root. We're not going to the root.
So I don't know, like, and that's the thing.
But that's
I feel
another
like
thing I have to put in here. I'm new here, so I don't even have, I can't even be like jumping in like that. But
No.
But one thing, like,
It's a
you know,
platform
I
for-
see we do marches, yeah, but I study finance. Yeah, I'm a finance assistant. It's not even like
Gang,
I'm a
gang,
big,
gang.
big
We
finance
need people
person,
like
yeah?
you still.
So
Yeah.
one thing I did realise is that we need to stop doing marches outside the Parliament and Square, and we need to do it outside the investment banks, Goldman's. And if we're taking it serious, and I know it's going to take some organisation, but like little things I think we should do is find out how many black people there are in the UK, and try to get like some form of and this, I know people are going to start saying, oh, you know, you're putting me on some form and that, they're not going to like it. But at least if we need to know how many of us there are in the UK that are black, that are suffering from this issue of suppression, and we need to go to the institute, these big institutes, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Citibank, because I see them every day, fam. I was in RBS Shoreditch, I was speaking in there, I was saying they'll talk about youth leadership, and I was like, but there's no black people to represent me. I've come in the building today, and there's not one black trader I've seen. And all these, practically, everything they do on the markets, that is all practically a reflection of our commodities, our raw materials, soft commodities, hard commodities, and raw materials. So yes, there is no such thing as money. Yes, that is real. So yeah, I don't believe that we should be trying to fight and take their system or whatever they do, but we need our raw materials. So we need to attack that. And I know it's nuts, I know, because now I'm on camera, but I don't care, innit, because all my people around the world are dying. They're dying. Brazil, Africa, India, everywhere. This is a serious topic now. And there's no black people at the top level. That's where we gotta go, innit? That's where we gotta go. That's all I have to say. That's the next spot. Yeah?
At the top, it's not a colour thing to them.
Oh.
People at the top, it's not a colour thing to them.
So who are?
Colour thing is a weapon for us.
Oh.
We don't deal with that after. That's a never
I can learn from that, innit? I can learn, exactly. I can learn from you. Okay, let me learn, innit? Let me learn. But it's definitely...
Even when we're talking about like guns and drugs in the community, yeah, they love to talk about these guns and drugs in the community, yeah, but we do not manufacture, yeah, and we do not distribute guns and drugs at the highest level. So why don't they ever talk about going to the root? The reason why they don't want to go to the root when they're talking about guns and drugs is because they are the root. You understand?
Big business.
Yeah,
it's been proven time and time again. That's it.
Oh yeah, FBI man.
You get me? So
Cocaine independent agency.
But a question I do we know how many black people there are in the UK? Just does anybody know here? Can I just ask that? Because there are, and we need to find them out. We need to know how many of us. What's our power force? Of course, they definitely know. But we need to know our own power force.
Well, we know that we know coloured people in general. are about 6% of the UK.
So that's 67 million or something like that, isn't it? In the UK or something like that. Roughly that, innit?
Yeah.
So 6% of that.
6%. Right. So this is why.
Over 10 million.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously, when we're in London, we get a false illusion of how the UK is. That's why when they say, "Oh, immigrants," I'm like, blood, yeah? What are you talking about, blood? You understand, fam? How are you going to be scared of immigrants? Coloured people are 6% of the UK. So we're in London, and there's a lot of us here. High concentration in Birmingham, high concentration in certain places. We get a false illusion. But blood, I'm telling you, you can go certain places in the UK, blood, and you walk for miles and not see no coloured people.
But these times our purchasing power is so strong. We got 6%. So we need to find a way to.
No, you finish.
Yeah, we need to find a way to utilise that and attack them with that.
You'd have to find
attack them with
a common cause that people would
agree on. That's what,
But the reason why you find so many black people in all the cities was we built the cities. We were the labour that built the cities. Now the cities are built, they want us out.
Okay, and you know what I goes back to? When I was young, yeah, my mum, she wasn't too political, yeah? But one thing she told me when I was young, and it always stuck with me, he said, don't let no white man treat you like no slave in this country. It's you, your people built this country.
Now it's you that built up now, they want to chuck you out.
That's why it's happening. You understand? So they brought us here to build it up, and now they want to chuck us out. Are you mad? Yeah, chuck us out with our money, innit?
Yeah.
Give us the reparations, we'll go right now. Right now.
But
I'll go right now.
They bring you in to build the cities and build everything.
Immigration, you have to go back to the source. They're not from here either. They are Caucasian, they come from the Caucasus Mountains. It's not in England, yeah? It's not in Wales, it's not in Scotland.
Right.
It's in Russia, Switzerland, Sweden. That's where the Caucasus Mountains are. So they are immigrants. Yeah?
100%.
But you have to go this way.
Leo Mohammed's got a skit on that.
When I go to Africa, I'm not an immigrant in Africa. I'm an African, or I can go to anywhere in Africa, I'm African. So to them, Europe is Europe. So the guys that are from Caucasus Mountain, to them, Europe is Europe. So
the world is the world.
Yeah, right, yeah. The world.
Every single place in the world, we are the indigenous people. Every single place, the Maoris, the Aboriginals, the Native Americans, we are. They all look like us, darker than me, you know what I mean? So we've got to be honest now. We are the original people, Aboriginals of the world. We are the originals. That's a lot of us.
Oh, but I'm saying I'll leave right now. I'll say
Russia, people know history. Russia too. Every place you can think of.
When we're looking at the drill artists, yeah, what are the drill artists trying to do? Like, what did Section Boys do as soon as they got their little piece of money? Did them man go to the hood and get more guns and start shooting people? When Section Boys got their little piece of money, they got a house with their brethren. Quick house, yeah, country. Remember Skepta made that song, Wiley, your little house in the country. It was like that. Them man got a big house and they live their dream. Them as their brothers, as their comrades, living together and being able to ride together. That's what they done once they got their money. You understand, fam? Look at all of these man, like all of these drill artists, yeah? All of these drill artists, they're trying to give their life to the music thing. 6, 7 of them, they're trying to do shows. These men are trying. Me, don't get it twisted. I believe there can be balance in the music, but me, I believe that comes from inspiration. So rather than me preach to a man, I'm gonna spit something else.
And that's the reality they live in.
And hope man hear it.
Try and change
the reality they live in.
Change the environment. That's definite.
If you change the
environment.
Change the fucking environment. You're listening. The music. Like it's
the
lamest argument.
They live in the environment.
What are they rapping about? Are they rapping about a complete fantasy?
No, reality.
No, but it's like saying the people.
I don't blame them. I can't do it.
We
not interested where these guns are coming
from.
And the thing is,
how can a gun?
On top of that,
Russia. We're making guns further.
Smith and Wesson. Smith and Wesson,
innit? When man's talking about changing the environment now, yeah, we can actually see within the music what happens to people when the environment gets changed. So what happens to artists like Bugsy Malone, maybe, you understand, that might be spitting more crud. The minute they actually start seeing success and their environment changes, we see the change in
in
their
their
lyrics.
music. Love
We
and
see
peace.
the change in their music. They
That's
start
Tomsy.
talking about
Jesus.
They start talking about, you understand,
I was like,
money.
when I heard that song, I was like,
You understand? So the main, so what Jedi said is on the ball, we have to change the environment, and if you can't change the environment, do something else, inspire something else.
Moving
You
forward
understand?
and Jesus.
The fact of why is music so influential? Why? Because we just take it as a given thing. We're just like, oh, yeah, do you know what? Just change what they're rapping about. But how about influence them in other ways? Give them other things. But it's not frequency. It's not just people are just sucked into music. It's that there's less else for them to look at because that's what's being pushed out there. Yeah. All these people. 100. Like I'm saying, yeah, we don't know. Like you know, back in the days, you could look at a leaf and know what kind of leaf it was and know, yeah, this is good for that and that's good for that. And you know what I mean? Be at one with nature. We're moving away from that, moving away from being human beings and actually being like alive and creatures. And we're just like, all what we're talking about is digital. Remember, if the electric cuts out now, none of this music's going to exist. It's a figment of a digital dimension that they've put us in. And we're looking at this digital shit like, oh, yeah. And we're forgetting to be alive. It's a deeper thing what we're concentrating on. We're talking about changing the lyrics and that's good, but why is music so influential? What is missing in our lives?
The frequencies are pushing out.
So focused on music. Come on, man. There's so many other things. Why is that what they're pushing? But remember, it's money that they're getting out of this. It's but the money is really all about our attention.
But even before the money, yeah, the drill thing, before them man was making money, them man was making the music, you know. Do a lot of the research before it was hot. These men were just in the studio making that music because that was the reality. So until something else happens, like for example in our generation, yeah, we had the gangster rap and that was normal. Man would bang out Styles P. Even them man was more balanced with their thing. You understand? You'd have 50 Cent, you'd have all of that, but you got Lauryn Hill, you got Nas. You always had a slight balance. You understand? And that's what I think is missing now. I don't think the reality of I just don't think them man have got the balance to kind of bounce off of. Because even with Akala, you see Nines and you see Wretch and you see them not bouncing off of Akala's energy. Because they're more from that generation. So they can kind of bounce off of each other. Whereas a lot of these drill youths, they haven't got that energy to bounce off of. You understand?
I just feel like, if we concentrated more on life, actual life, living and the life in it, then this other stuff would find its right in balance and we're giving it control. Do you know what I mean? We are allowing it to have us in this fixation and this bad relationship, and we can like moderate it if we focus on other things, because we got a lot more problems than the music. But we keep talking about music, like, but we still got real problems in real life with our people and with everyone else. 100%. So like, all right, that's music and films and right, cool. But like, you know, like we're talking about music, no one's talking about art. Like two men said to me, have you seen Avengers? Now lie to me if you don't tell me that Avengers is one big violent boxing match. Come on, fam. So what are we?
Even Western
get me?
movies,
What is it all about?
Violence.
It's just violence, isn't it? Solving a problem with violence. So what, we don't think that these blockbuster movies are having an effect on people's brains? No? But we're talking about music. Listen, man. I told you the government, the news is showing you war. Yeah? The movies are showing you war. The music's showing you war. Like, what do you expect? So let's address all this war thing that's going on. Internal wars, external wars. Get me? Wars on the black people, wars on the minorities. Let's deal with that shit rather than we keep talking about the one subject, music, bro. And even if we do go into music, man, giving you the balance of what it is. It's obvious. So like the music is just a totally dead argument, bro. Yeah, 'cause it's a deflection from the actual problems.
And the last thing, man, I have to say where the music is concerned, is because I've been speaking to a lot of the man them that come from the balance of making the music. And what man have to understand is, obviously that's why man say cops are the ops. From grime to gigs, the feds have always been trying to shut down the man them's music. But they do it under the guise of they're caring about our community. You understand? But it's not that, The man they're making this music are trying to get out. Yeah, the man they're making the music are trying to get away. You understand? So when the man then becomes successful in the music and start doing shows, they don't have to do no more crime and go back to the block. So the feds are trying to do everything to stop the man them from escaping. You understand?
And it's not only the man them. It's the man, because they let the other ones that speak crud, they let them go through because
the
they're
rock-
not actually the
even the
rebellious
rock
ones.
ones.
It's the ones that are actually rebellious. Remember, they don't want them to have that money if they can't control them. I'm not gonna lie, when certain people get a certain amount of money, it looks like they're under control, fam. That's just the way I see it. Like, I don't know.
You're right.
And
You're right.
like, but for real, certain man they don't want to let them get that proper shine, innit? So you get your little change and rare, but they hold them back. Yeah, man. They try to kill their buzz. Like when Michael make that mad impact, you get me? It's like certain men have to make a comeback, or they get signed and you never hear about them again. You know them ones there, like you're trying to suppress man's thing. They do all these little funny shenanigans because we're not owning it. We're still not owning the industry. It's us making the music. We let them take it from black music. You walk in the HMV and they start calling it urban, and everyone was on it. And only a couple man was like, nah, this is dead.
But isn't
You
it
get me?
like-
This is dead. And now look, another industry just taken.
It's mad.
So how do we create our own type of currency then? That is not actual currency, of course not. But
Currency
that
is only
ethic
energy,
between
innit?
our
So
energy.
it's just what
How,
you put your energy into
This is
yourself.
currency.
You get me?
right,
This
and
is
how
currency right here.
and carry on spreading this
Like,
love and
I'm
information. Yeah,
like love and
You
information,
understand?
but even like, if we needed to do something,
'Cause
say
this
if we
is-
need to
that's real.
refurbish a house, yeah, and my man's a plumber, you're an electrician, you're like,
Utilize
we could all just do it. Wouldn't
say
need,
the sort of-
you know what I'm saying? Like because of the resources within us. Or say if he's a music engineer, you're a videographer, we could shoot a music, we could create. So it's just about the skills and us utilizing the skills on a group economics one for the same mission. So that's for the message. You understand? And that message is obviously reaching the next generation. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I feel like is important right now. Because when it comes to actually a level of consciousness, right now, a lot of the older organisations that are dealing with consciousness haven't been able to engage the youth at a mass level. So what will happen over time is if something doesn't happen where we do engage the youth at a mass level, then a lot of the knowledge, the great knowledge that our elders have and have amassed over the years, and even the things they've done, it can die there. You understand, fam? So that's why it's important that we now bridge that gap and take the information and the knowledge and the legacy from there now and just keep it going. But then the way we deliver it, we have to deliver it in a way that is going to be effective with them. Do you understand? That's why they'll see us doing certain things like the thing in the park. Like obviously, man, them can be more disciplined. That's one thing. We're trying to be more disciplined than, you understand, military and rare. But at the same time, people have to understand that what I personally and all of the man who have gone through with police is a mad thing. Man's whole life, fam. Man's whole life. Man's looked at man like prey, fam. They come over to man, one's there, then the next car will see man and they'll pull up and they're looking at man like food. You understand? Looking at man like food, looking for any reason to mess up your day, any reason to slow you down, any reason to arrest you. These are the police I know, innit? I don't know what police you know as Amanda, the white lady that lives in Essex, yeah? Because you understand, but that's the police that I know.
The thing is, they try to paint it like it's a thing that we've made up, or like, you don't understand, yeah? It's an actual real thing, yeah? You see feds, if they can get away with whatever fuckeries, they will.
They will.
Like, and that's it. That's it. That's it. Like the liberties that they can do and they do in real life.
It's mad.
Bro, man, like,
it's mad. So the one time when the man them are together, you get me? The man them are together holding our vibes. Obviously, gonna get some chanting and some fire. You understand? Like I said, we're gonna be more disciplined. You understand?
But you know what? Fuck that, man. Stop deflecting. What are the issues? You get me? Stop fucking deflecting. You get me? You know them ones there. I don't care about the feds. That's like you see that's another thing. They're trying to draw the man them on feds and that. You get me?
Mad.
There's real issues out here. We're talking about feds. We're answering about feds and music.
So the original question is,
and really we need to be talking about ourselves. That's all it is. Everyone keeps coming at us with things to do with other like.
I've got something.
Get me?
For time, I've been thinking. Everything that we see today was planned 1,000, if not more, years ago. Yeah, and this is what we as a people need to do. Yeah, same way how they got the Illuminati. We need to have a Blackanati or whatever, yeah? We need to have our own secret society, a close-knit thing, which was what they did years ago. Have a congregation where nobody knows about it. making our own schemes to better ourselves.
But the thing is, bro, if that's going on right now, you wouldn't know about it. I wouldn't know about it.
No, but right now,
it's probably I'm saying it's probably happening somewhere. And if we was to say, if we was to say it up, we wouldn't be talking about it content over everything right now.
I do hear that. But right now, this is the beginning. I could spark something off, and somebody could be like, you know what?
Yeah.
You get me? I could spark something off. But it's like what I was thinking. We need to do something where is like, for instance, like little fundraisers. Like, oh yeah, we have a little party in the park. Boom, boom. Everybody could, like, we have an account. Everybody can see what's going on in the account. We just say you, for example, we hold you like responsible for the card, so we know that if any money goes missing, you're the man. Yeah. So every man can see where the money's going. So then when we reach a certain level, what should we do? Youth centre, a school, then from that will then open up a next form of thing. Then from there, that can even generate more money for the cause, and then set up our own Black Wall Street, our own banks, whatever. That's the way I see it, yeah? And on a flip side, it might look wrong for me to even think that, but it's a case where not everyone in this generation can be saved, innit? Yeah? But don't let them be wasted, because I know there's certain man, they are making serious money on the road, yeah? But where they're lost is they're not thinking of the future, they're just thinking of here and now. They're not thinking about, when I'm gone, what's my youth going to be doing? Is he going to have a house? Does he have to pay rent? Like, so if we pitch it to the man them like that, yeah, just chuck a little bag a week or something. Boom, let's start something so that we're everlasting into this. You get me? That's just one thought. That's just one thought.
Every thought is worth a million, fam.
Legacy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. We need to set up a legacy.
Infrastructure like that, you need more than one man to leave it with.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That
you need a little organisation that was saying it's going to
got
involve more
trustworthy
than one
people,
man.
and one man can't come up with his own thing and be able to take the card and sort of waste the contributions of the community. The thing is, we need people that are responsible, that we can hold to account.
His plan needs to be perfected, but it's a good plan still.
It can be done. Other communities have it. Other communities
just look at it in terms of the government. You have the Prime Minister, then you have the Minister of War, you have the Home Secretary. We need our own thing.
We do.
We need our own thing.
And if I'm real, the only thing that prevents us, from being able to do that is our own selves.
Yes.
It's going to be people. If anyone's going to sabotage it, it's going to be people from within our own community, not outside. They're going to try and do their things, But if we are unified,
when there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can't hurt you.
Negative of the situation. If there are serious people, I personally think behind what you said, if it's like you said, the Home Secretary, you have a Treasury, you have people that are in charge, you register it as a company, and everybody can put however, start it up, £20 a month, £5 a month.
Like a model for
do you understand what I'm trying to say? So what you're saying is valid points, but I personally think to be serious as black people and people as just generally with children, you got to get serious, and the serious people will come together, and the platform will happen, and that's what I think is the main thing.
I think there's many serious people out there, but all their efforts are individual. And individual effort can only get you so far. Right, but what I'm saying is that there needs to be something that's cohesive
of us
to bring people together.
Once they see people getting involved, like I'm sure you're a very serious person, so if you recommend something to somebody, they're going to trust your word and think, oh, okay, if you're doing that, and that's how it spreads. And then PR, you spread it. It could just start with 3 people, 2 people. As long as it's serious and there's no negative energy behind it, and the platform is started, it will just generate. Look at how New Generation started. G-Circle. I used to watch it on YouTube. I'm here today. Do you understand what I mean? Because it was righteous. If you want to be conscious, if you want to know the knowledge, you just need to listen to what you people talk about 3 minutes. You're either ignorant or stupid if you don't want to listen. It might not even be your thing. Do you understand? So I just think any negative energy is no good. Serious people on board for whatever ideas people come with, and the platform will just spread the word itself, and it will just naturally happen.
No, you said a thing though. Being serious is, it's like even realizing what being serious is. This path to righteousness is a long one, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
And people, like as a community, we got to understand that along the way, yeah, there's gonna be loss of wealth. Might even be loss of life. And man's got to be willing to put it down for the thing. That is, are we really ready to bleed for this thing? Like
That's the real. That's what man said. What man said in front of the camera car. That's what man can die for.
Organisations have their things. Same like what you said. So sometimes it's about us supporting what is already out there, or if you're gonna make your own, know what's going on, follow the model, and say, all right, we'll do a thing. But that's where the issue is sometimes. If we're not gonna support what's there already as well, then how can we complain? Do you know what I mean? If we're not supporting the same things, the same ideas that you even have, we have to support them because they're there. And they're working, do you know what I mean? But it's just that we're not supporting as a people.
Yeah,
we don't come together.
Well, I'm gonna say,
but we know that, so we got to do better.
Thing, yeah?
So we got everyone start off. You know, it all starts from each other. You know what I mean? It starts in your home. You start with your then you go out there, you do your one little thing. What you're doing, you spread the word to your brethren do the one thing. Everyone.
It might seem something so minimal, but since I see you man on the YouTube and everything, it's like, especially when that girl got killed in Totty, I took it upon myself. Any black person I see, I'ma ail them up, innit? Yeah, that's the start right there. Yeah, because certain man that I never used to say hello to, if I don't say hello to them, yo, what go on, blood? Yeah, say for go on. Like, and that's only been like since a couple of weeks ago.
But that's where it starts, brother.
What I was gonna say is though, yeah, you gotta like kind of jump on board and start putting in your work before it gets to the point where, cause this is the thing, we're talking about bare people that ain't gonna jump on board. They're not gonna jump on board until it directly affects them, or they've got the foresight enough now to say, shit, it's coming to me. Yeah, and bare people can't see because they're distracted. It still goes back to the distractions, but we have to still build, because it will come a day where the man that was like in a coma is gonna be on the front line, like, yo, this is nuts. Yeah, trust me. And that when it comes to that time, let's have something ready for them at least. Let's have something built for them, innit?
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what this is. And like I was saying earlier about the bricks, yeah, when we lay the foundation proper, and we just stay quiet and we do what we can in public. But if we were to silently build the actual infrastructure, next year, website, and we do this, boom, 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 because everything's been built. We don't want to be out here doing too much, fumbling too much in public. Do you understand? It's better for us to build and then boom, when we do start striking, we know we're doing this every week and we're doing this every month, and we know we've got the people in place to do all of that. So,
but that's on a personal thing. That's like from a gang side of thing, but in general, not everyone. Gang is just a group of people. Like everyone is gang in it. Everyone can be involved in guiding the new generation as long as that's what they're doing. So you can just do it in your own communities, do it with your friends, your family, like build on that kind of way and just keep moving. Do you get me? At least everyone's charged with that kind of thought process, because there's a thing called social consciousness. You know what I mean? And they program that all the time, yeah? And you'll find that you lot are all thinking about certain things. Run! You know, I was thinking about the same thing. You know, there's certain triggers that they put out there.
What you was talking about over there, the reason why I had to think Jedi is because everything you were saying, like verbatim, the way you said it, like we literally been talking about, but obviously when we don't talk too much.
But this is the thing, because everyone's on the same wavelength.
Not everything,
or the wavelength is getting easier for people to pick up, or people are waking up, whatever. But just keep doing it in your own time with your own people, like practice it amongst yourselves. Like what my man said, he saw something,
banking,
and he was just like, yeah, boom, yeah, you know what, go on, like. If it's positive and that, don't fight it. If it feels good and you hear a man say, "Oh right, you know what respect said was real," you know, like. But apply it then, innit? Don't just be like, oh, but because I see enough men fighting with themselves. Yeah, but like,
Because I'm not gonna lie, it's not every time I would see a man, I'll be like, oh, go on.
Yeah.
But it's like after I pass a man, I'll be like, oh, dickhead.
Yeah, you
That's
think
your
about
brother.
it.
The next time I might say, yo, well, go on. If you don't say hello, it's not. I ain't gonna hold him.
And he's gonna
I'll
be
just
thinking,
keep on.
see,
It's
because you had that
consistency.
energy, yeah? He was probably thinking the same thing.
Yeah, but that's another thing we got to address. Cause some of the youth, and we got to break these things. Cause I was in Whitechapel the other day. I'm walking now, I see 2 youths. You get me? One of them's got like a little screw face. I'm nodding. You get me? He's still screw facing. His brethren comes now. He's still screw facing. Nah, like obviously these are some little youths. Like you get me? So man's not on no passer thing with them, but man's like, what go on, bro? You get me? Like man's hailing you up. You understand? And he's like, he was literally confused. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was confused. It's like, man don't know what you hailing me up. You know what I'm saying? To the point where the confused look at his face, I just said, bless up, bro, and I kept it moving, you get me? But he was just you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, like, these icebreakers have to happen, you know what I'm saying? Because, like in the generation before us, I didn't really see it. But when one youth saw a next youth on the bus and the youths are off the bus, everyone's waving, like best friends. I lie,
true. Most definitely.
Yeah, I
definitely grew up in the screw face era. Not gonna lie, like, it's not good. You get me?
It's deep.
But man's been practicing that wild one thing. I've been that say hello, that weird guy saying hello for a long time. You get me? I'm like, right, this guy's all like, yeah, wild one. Everyone know, like, yeah, wild one. I've been that guy for a long time. You get me? But I feel there's if you say hello to someone, yeah, like even if they don't want to, yeah,
so true.
it's like they
got no choice.
Like I've had that happen to me, and I thought, oh shit, why did I say what I'm about to? Get me? If a man reach out and spud man, I think, oh, hey, it's you know what I'm saying? But still, it's in your. Get me?
You can't suddenly think they're gonna punch you in the face.
Nah, I don't get them kind of spuds. You know them spuds.
You can't not greet a man back. You have no choice. It's just natural.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So you have to fight it. You have to fight your natural instinct. You get me? Your natural instinct is really to hail up your kind. You get me? It might be a territory thing. Like, you get me? If you're not supposed to be where you're not supposed to be, naturally as animals, that might be something different. I'm not saying utopia thing, but you get me? If you lot are living in a colony or whatever in a collective, that's a massive pack. Otherwise, we got to live differently.
Yeah.
You get me? We got to find the space in the world where you don't have to box and see man car. Certain men are like got that super alpha thing. They can't. Like certain animals, they can't share the enclosure with other ones.
That's why they box man in.
Huh?
Maybe that's why they box man in.
That's why they box man in, to keep that tension, because we need more space anyway, as men.
Yeah. But how do we teach the next generation if we don't connect with each other every time we see each other? They learn from us.
We're not even connected to the earth. Who are we connected to? Rubber souls and that.
Yeah.
No one's connected to nothing.
Well, we're
only connected to Wi-Fi.
We have to see. Yeah. But we have to see our, like.
Take off your shoes. Everyone take off your shoes.
Take off your shoes. You take your G-Circle. G-Circle, take off your shoes.
No, but I'm just saying that in terms of if we don't see our common, not our differences. Our next man might be Muslim, next man might be Rasta, but we got something in common. We got the same skin, we look the same. So we got to unite on that front. And if we show our youths them that, then they have no choice but to fall in, whether they want to or not. It's just normal.
I hope so.
Standard.
Yeah, I hope so.
But it starts with us. Yeah, it starts with us.
We're gonna round up this first half of the discussion on the hour. We're at like 49 minutes. So if anyone else has got some last points, and then Maku's gonna give you one of the solutions. Because we don't want to talk about the problem all the time. We want to talk about the little things that we can just do in order to affect the youth of our community and show an example to the wider youth, to show them that there's people out here that care and there's ways to invest, you know what I'm saying? So if anyone, but before Maku does that, if anyone's got any last little pointers for the discussion.
I just want to go back to mentoring again, only because you don't need an organisation to do it. You got nieces, you got nephews, you got grandchildren, whatever. You can start in your house with, start small. And then eventually when the model's sets now, when we've got our company ready, then you're already half trained, you know what I mean? Life experiences is the main thing. And we all have life experiences in one area or another, or some of us have got multiple. So start in your house. Start now, Enough of us are mentors to our children or other people's children. keep you going, man. And reach out to other children. There's enough children that they need help, man. Enough of them need someone to talk to. Start it there, man. Start it there.
Gang.
So I feel like energy's gone.
I was just going to say, based on that, on the mentoring thing, these youths out there on the road, yeah, they're our brothers, our sons, they're our cousins, yeah. When they come home, they leave that gang persona behind, yeah. Enough of us have clout in the street. We've walked in their way of life, and we've noticed that wasn't the way to go. So, for us, we need to impart on them to be model citizens. Like, but I'm not talking because it's very easy. It's very easy to talk down on them and you know. But just impart a positive image. Try and show them from how you've positively changed your life. By example, how to go about. Like years ago, I'm sure enough of these brothers here standing here would not even have like stood next to each other.
Aspect of what like these road man we're talking about, they're saying. We're saying positive, show them positive and role models. I'm saying, like, what is it that is negative that we're addressing about their behaviour?
Right.
What
so
is it?
In terms of negativity, yeah, the main thing for me is the violence between them.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like people might say the drug dealing and stuff might be a thing.
That's not
for me. For me, that's not. My thing is the violence, innit? You can do like it's like I was saying to a brother. McDonald's and Burger King ain't stabbing a man up over territory. Man shotting burgers, he's eating chicken. Like, so if because enough of it is he stole my clientele or whatever. I'm trying to, bruv. There's a big market out there, innit?
You don't really think it is that though?
Like, not all the time. I'm saying, but
I feel like it's less. It's less
less
over money, and that it's more about where you're from. Like it's literally just gone to areas and.
So you think it's literally like a postcode thing?
They tried to bring it. Very few men are actually beefing over money. Like obviously, certain man got robbed and but that's like an act of aggression. Like the reason you got robbed is because you're from wherever you're from.
Okay,
you know what I'm trying to say?
Okay, like where there's a lot of alpha males out there, innit? So it's a case where.
So it's not for the money. Is that what we're getting at?
It's basically put it like this. Is that
what we're getting?
A dog pisses on that tree to scent mark the tree to let other dogs know that I was here. This is mine. Yeah.
Get me?
This is what the man them are saying now. You come to my ends. I don't know where you're from. You come to my ends. You're not from my ends. Them young ones will probably like, yeah, where you from, fam? You're not from around here. Come. And then 2-2s, you're in a world of mess. Like, you get me? Like, so it's just about. It's all about alpha egos. That's what it is. And we need to. And it's like
need to settle down a bit.
The media, like, basically portrays that to the T. Where you see, like, I don't know, like, let's just say, for example, like, as you said earlier, the Avengers. You got Hulk and Thor. One's a god, but one's just a mutation. But I'm a god, I'm better than you. Like, no, fuck that, I'm a green Hulk, smash, boom. And everybody's like, it's a joke thing. Then 2-2s, you get the kids acting up on it. Oh yeah, I'm Hulk, you're Thor. And then 2-2, the plane gets a bit too far, boom. You get me? So, as they reach teenagers, the violence is there, innit? It's nothing. It's nothing.
But if we was all sharing, then what?
Society.
But like
the reason that we're looking at it, we're saying, hold on, what's going on? Is because they never portray it correctly. It's always going to be used. It's weaponized against us. That's why it looks like that. Because how can I be holding up a mirror saying, ha, look at that fucking jacket you're wearing, and my jacket is the most ridiculous thing ever. Well, I'm trying to divert and show what these lot are doing in a small amount, but I don't know, like it's like we're not looking at society correctly. So we're yet again demonizing one set of people for displaying symptoms that all of society is fucking displaying
100%.
in every walk.
100%.
Get me? So
100%.
What are we doing then?
They display it in different ways.
It doesn't make sense.
In different ways.
They're killing people with pharmaceutical drugs, and then we're persecuting people for a plant. And then Mary Jane's over in California is making $1 billion a year off of Ross Clark marijuana.
100%.
But you know what the difference is? Yeah? Maybe I'm
wrong.
Yeah. Go on, bro.
Sorry, 1 minute.
From the first day I went to Amsterdam. Sorry, one more thing. From the first day I went to Amsterdam, yeah, I thought to myself, hold on. You mean to say that I'm getting on a plane to go to Amsterdam, everyone's looking at me in customs. You know what we're all going to go and do? We go there, we smoke weed, You lot all making money in your exchange. In Amsterdam, people, it's just normal. It's not a different world. It's like, what, 45 minutes away. I'm smoking weed, it's normal. The sky's not falling down. I come back over here. There's nothing, there's no sniffer dogs, no nothing. No, I'm just bopping through. It's just normal. I get to the ends and now I've got to watch my weed. I got to watch like having a spliff on me. I come to the park, yeah, and police are saying, oh, we had reports that you got weed on you. And they're trying to search for weed. Live on camera trying to search me. And then I come back in a couple weeks time and there's a fucking 1,000 people out here, bunnies, you see a cloud of fucking weed up in the sky and police just walk rolling through and it's like, what's going on? Am I the one that's in the delusion or is everybody else? Why is there a past? Come on, man. Like the way they got society set up.
They got to make money off it.
Come on, man. So we're demonizing people for things that are just normal everywhere else.
Even here, every part of society, there's someone that bun weed.
Stop pretending.
Your teacher, your doctor, your lawyer, the person that clean your clothes. Yeah? Yeah? No matter what religion, no matter what colour, no matter what they do.
So yeah, again, it's about deflection.
You understand?
It's about deflection. Do you know what I mean? And keeping us. Sorry.
No.
Basically, when you were everything, I agree with what you lot are saying, but I personally believe, especially how you were saying about Hulk and all these superhero characters and things like that. Yeah, it's about the household, the parenting. Everyone here, we're all society. We make society. We are society. Do you understand, right? And I personally feel that it generally stems from the household, because I know my little cousin can watch Hulk and blah, 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 but they ain't in the house beating each other up. It ain't allowed. You're not, it's how you're brought up. And okay, I understand some kids, they leave the house, and as soon as they leave the house, they're different children.
This is where
that's fair play. I can understand that, hands down, right? But know your child then. As a parent, you're too laid back then, because if your kid's out there, whether it's a boy or a girl, they're doing whatever they're doing, and you're telling me you don't know.
No, but society. Sorry, unfortunately, so one second.
When you was little,
unfortunately,
did your mum know every little thing that you was doing?
Not even that. It's just not balanced, yeah. The home life, yeah, and the influence of the greater society is not balanced. It's not a fair fight.
Let's go.
The game's loaded.
1 minute. There's an African proverb, yeah, that says it takes a village to raise a child, yeah. And obviously, if you look within the community, yeah, a lot of the people that I had beef with growing up, like, I used to wonder, why are these youths so haunted? You get me? Like, cause they used to just do mad stuff. You get me? Like, obviously, man's out here, but they used to just do mad stuff. I'm thinking, and I used to have hate for a lot of them growing up, like, to the point where I wanted to hurt a lot of them. You get me? Cause they used to do mad stuff. You know what I'm saying? But then when I got older, and man, obviously, man, them link up, man, get older, and you start hearing people's stories, I realised a lot of them, when you actually check the story, something happened where the parenting was concerned, where the village was actually meant to be there. Do you understand? But there was no village. You understand? And you know what? Yeah, that's 95% of these youths. Like whether it's even a parent with learning disabilities, whether it's mental health, whether it's even just a house without enough love. Because certain people have got a mum and a dad, and the mum and the dad's quite well off. But you see, if there's no love in that house, yeah, they're gonna be out on the roads where there is love. You see that man on the corner?
Sometimes they get love. Sometimes they get too much love. They're over loved. Then they're suppressed. Oh, you know the ones that can't do nothing, yeah? And then it's that spring effect, yeah?
100.
Once they get out on the road, and plus, regardless of what you do, like you can have a good family, bad family. Listen, good religious, non-religious, single parent, adopted, whatever, yeah? Man that raised himself up here, you can get different outcomes. The fact is, society that is the village is fucked.
So you're calling on the elders in society to help.
Come on. You lot. You see how an hour ago, yeah? You see how an hour ago, it was freezing. An hour ago, I was freezing. You feel it's a little bit, you get me? It's not as, because the heat's going. But what I'm saying is, yeah, everyone give their concluding statements on this particular topic. Michael round up with what he's doing, and then we get into our next discussion. Straight off the back of that.
Just off of that parent thing, yeah. Look, I had a 2-parent household, and I got 3 siblings. My mum and dad taught me the the best of things, like to respect a hard grind, yeah. Not to take anyone's items without a right, yeah. To be respectful to your elders and that. But it got to a certain stage where that was all in my head. That was all talk. So I would wait. Me, my brother, and my sister would wait for my dad to fall asleep after a 12-hour shift. Bus driver on minimum wage. He can't stay up 24 hours and hold man by the neck and tell man to stay. So we would sneak out, like all crawling over my dad's body, like just to get back into. Like he would sleep in our bedroom because he knows. So it's not always. My parents were like, if I've learned anything good, it's from my parents, definitely. But I also got away with certain things, and they weren't able. Yeah, they would have had to be androids or something for them to keep an eye on me 24/7. So there's a part of them to play.
I do understand that.
But the society as well.
I do understand it's not just about the parents. I'm not going to blame parents for how children are. But parents are, we are role models. Even
especially
you're
in the
role model
in
to
the
me.
early stages.
You learn, and even at any age, it doesn't really matter. If you. These kids, I feel like, even when I say kids, they're not even kids, I'm talking about guys, they're early 20s, right? There's no respect. No one can't tell them nothing. It's only when you really get one of them and they have respect, they'll listen. But do they really listen? They'll sit down, yeah. When they leave, what are you gonna do? It's just like everybody here giving all this. Do you implement what you're talking about? How do you conduct yourself? You have to show them. They're not seeing enough righteousness.
Yeah, role models.
Role models. They're not seeing enough young black men, young brothers like them. That's why what's going on with guiding a new generation, I think, is a good thing, because they're seeing people like them. Dress like them, look like them, talk like them. Do you understand? It's, as you say, speaking in their language. And I just think it's about a respect thing. They're too ignorant, some of them. They're so set in their ways. It's like adults, even people my age.
But
when
do you not
to
think,
change yourself is such a hard thing.
But do you not think we can tap into that? Like you just said, we got in guiding a new generation, for example, you got youngers, you got people who speak slang, that speak that they speak. So we can change that. We can connect with them. We can reach out to them. We can almost make them listen. Do you know what I mean? In terms of,
but they have to want to change it. You see, everybody to tap into.
Regardless of what you say to them, then
that's why
they're not going to change unless they come
but you
from
plant
within.
the seed.
You can only show
you
them.
plant the seed. That's what you do. So once you plant the seed, that suggestion is there. So forever, it's always there.
In the back of their head.
It's there, and they know. Okay, I can call this brother, or I can reach out to this one. It's there. So once you plant the seed, that's all you need to do.
It's true. Not even gonna lie. At the back of my mind, when I was doing bad things, I always had in my mind, better not let mum and dad catch me.
Because when we talk to the youth, sometimes like they don't just change. Like we want to talk. We want to talk to someone, and they want to see like instant change. You know, like you want to talk to you on the road, and it's like they want to just see you say, "Oh yes, it's not like we don't change from conversation. We change from contemplation. Do you understand? So the conversation, you get me? Because the conversation, that's one side of it. But like the sister saying, that is the seed. You understand? It's the contemplation on what was actually said, which is actually the flourishing of the fruit. You understand? So and the contemplation might not happen tonight, and it might not happen tomorrow night. It might even take man to go through something. Sometimes someone told me something, and then I'm thinking, sometimes you're sitting in the cell. Sometimes you're sitting in the cell when the contemplation kicks in. You understand? So, like, so man, we just plant the seeds and always nurture the seeds. And the thing is, this is the most important thing, you know, because sometimes we plant seeds, we're trying to get through to the youth. We plant a seed, but then after you plant the seed, you might not water it, or sometimes you start destroying what you planted. You understand? So the main thing we have to learn how to do is how to plant a seed and just nurture the seed. Some water. You get me? Pray for some sunlight, and you know what I'm saying?
You can even do experiment at home and next thing though, get some real seeds and grow some.
There you go. We all start
But when are we going to hold our hands up? You know, at the end of the day, a lot of us are guilty, you know. Car. none of us don't like to know that your son's got boxed up or rare. So you teach your son what? Yo, go out there and don't make no man do you nothing to you. You get what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
yeah, you're so right.
that's a big part of the cause, brother. And we gotta change that.
I'm not gonna lie though, brother. When I was young, my pops and that always said, "Don't let no one do you nothing."
Yeah,
But they
exactly.
never ever told man when I go out though, stab a man in the chest.
Yeah, but blood.
Get me. Coming from the room.
That was an exaggeration on my part, but I'm saying, yeah.
See what it comes down to, yeah. You can't blame someone else for how they react. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, if I touch him and he punches me in the face, I can't say, yeah, but I touched him, and try to balance that up. At the end of it, the best thing for me to do is to leave him alone in the first place. You get me?
Definitely.
This whole tit for tat thing, it don't wash, blood. And that's what I got to say still.
Okay.
But the accountability.
I'm not gonna lie, though, tit for tat is an ancient thing though, and it takes a lot to take that out of a man.
That's why the mentoring, starting your home, that's why it's important.
Yeah.
Because like you, for example, you might have a nephew, you might have a niece, you might have a cousin.
What is
you
it you're
must
trying
have
to take out of
children.
What is it you're
I'm
trying
saying the tit for tat, an eye for an
Tit
eye.
for tat?
Yeah, an eye for eye.
You want to take that out of people?
I'm saying,
no,
yeah.
I don't want to take it. I want to tell
I'm saying
them,
that. Do you know what? It's not even an eye for eye because most times.
Bruv, leave each other's eyes alone.
That's what I'm saying.
Leave each other's eyes alone.